What's up guys, my name's Joe and I'm here with episode 1 of my Bournemouth save on FM15. The aim of the series is to take plucky Bournemouth from newly promoted relegation candidates and turn them into the best team in England and eventually the world. You might be wondering how I'm playing with Bournemouth in the first season in the Prem. I'm using the A.F.C Marshall update. You can download it from FM Scout. It includes summer transfers, relegations and promotions in the top leagues, and much more. Okay, in this first episode, I'll be going through pre-season, and I'll be scouting and doing the games off screen. And I'll come back when any transfer activity occurs. Right off the bat, I've made my first signing. Jesus Vallejo, the 17-year-old Spanish centre-back, has came in for 1.1 million. I did feature him on my Hidden Gems in FM15 series, and he is a great young centre-back who will be a really good addition to the squad. The 1.1 million is a steal. It's his release clause. I know it says he's only worth 850k, but he has some incredible potential. And if you look at a decent player of a championship side, that seems to be the story of my squad at the moment. But it will do great in the future, definitely, and he'll also be a good backup in the first season. So yeah, this is my first signing, Jesus Vallejo. A second signing has been made. Oriol Romeu, the Chelsea youngster whose career has been stagnating in recent years, has came in. He's a fellow Spaniard, so that should help Jesus Vallejo settle in. He's going to be playing the ball-winning midfielder role in my tactic, which I will show you next episode probably, where we're playing the first game of the season. Yeah, he has got some good stats, and he was transfer listed over at Chelsea, so I bought him in for 3.1 million. When I was talking about Vallejo, I failed to mention that the transfer budget for my aim, which was avoiding relegation, was 11 million, so I was expecting a lot less. The only problem is the wage cap is quite low, so I did struggle to bring Romeu in, even though he was transfer listed. But he has chosen to come to Bournemouth, and hopefully he'll be a good asset to us when trying to stay up. Yeah, he's out. He's injured for a few days, but he'll be back by the start of the season. Hopefully he'll be a good addition to the squad. Yeah, that's the second signing. So I've made my third signing. Johnny Russell's coming in from Derby. This is more of a Eddie Howe-esque signing than the first two. They were both Spaniards, but I'm bringing in a British striker from a division below, a bit like what Eddie Howe did with Callum Wilson, and hopefully Johnny Russell will be a success. As I said, I brought him in for Derby, 3.5 million. It is a bit steep, but I was in need of a striker, and I definitely think if I need to switch to wingers as well, he's more than capable of playing on either wing. Good stats as well for the role. He's probably going to be a complete forward, I'm thinking at the moment, in my tactic, which he definitely has the stats for. There's a few missing areas, but his wage isn't too high, and 3.5 million, as I said, it was a bit excessive, but overall I think he could do a good job and score some crucial goals. I always say to stay up in the Premier League, you can have a better team, but you need a goal scorer, and hopefully I've got one in Johnny Russell. The fourth signing has come in. His name's Chris Solly, the right back from Charlton. Now, I did mention that Johnny Russell might have been an overpay, his deal might have been a bit excessive, and this one definitely is. I'm paying 5 million for him. It's not all up front. It will rise to 6.5, which you might be thinking that's a crazy amount to pay for a right back, especially a championship one, but there's something about him on this game. I'm not sure quite what it is. He's got incredible mentals, and his stats they're not spectacular. He's 23 and he's only on 9.5k, but there's something about him just always makes him perform incredibly for me, and in my saves he does usually end up around Premier League level. It says here he's got a bit more potential to fill it. 5-6 million for a decent player for most championship sides, I have to admit, is not a great deal. But ignoring that for a second, there is something about his stats that are just his attributes have some kind of, I don't know. He's just a good player generally. He normally ends up at Stoke or something. So I just thought Simon Francis was the right back, the priority main right back before I bought him in. He was 29, so he was getting up to just going out of his prime. And I was looking around and I thought, you know what, we've got a decent transfer budget. May as well bring him in. I offered for a lot less. I offered 2 or 3 mil, and they rejected it. But then he got unhappy. He said he wanted to play for Bournemouth. So I guess that's good. It's always good to have a ambitious and determined player who wants to play for you. And hopefully the signing will be vindicated and he'll be worth that throughout the season. Pre-season has come to a close, and so too is this episode now. It's been good. My transfer budget's been depleted a lot. It's not really anything left, but there is yet to be a outgoing, so maybe there'll be a few sales before the end of the window, and I might bring another player or two in. Yeah, my assistant's taking charge. He's now assistant Andy Watson. Now I got rid of the former assistant, the Eddie House staff. He was the only one I got rid of. Because his judging player potential and ability was 8 and 10, and Andy Watson's is like 15 and 16, so I can have a better view of my squad. Yeah, so he took control. He used my tactic, which they were all pretty lower sides, but no, an 8-1 away win against Newport County. That's decent. But yeah, it's always good. Your first game in the Premier League. It's always good to be Man City. It's a great start. Yeah, we're playing that in the next episode, maybe the Sunderland game as well. And yeah, hopefully we'll get some points against Sunderland. Man City, it's just damage limitation. Hope I don't lose 10-0. But yeah, see you then. Thanks for watching.